Narcissistic abuse is a form of psychological and emotional manipulation used by people with narcissistic personality disorder so that they can control and exploit their victims. It can occur in lots of different types of relationships. It can be with a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. It can be families. It can be parents to children, grandparents to grandchildren, siblings to each other. It can be extended family. It can also be in friendships and work relationships. And at its core, narcissistic abuse is characterized by manipulation, control, and exploitation. Narcissists use a range of different tactics, though, to maintain power, and that's really what feeds them, that dominance over the people that they are abusing. And first and foremost, I just want you to know that if you're here watching this video and you're someone who is suffering from narcissistic abuse, or maybe you've suffered before, you are not a victim. You're a survivor. And I hope that that is empowering language that you can give yourself permission to describe yourself as from here forward, because the way that we get out of the trauma of narcissistic abuse is by recreating and retelling a different story of our survival so that we can take all of our power back. Now, a common tactic that a narcissist does is they distort reality. This is called gaslighting. And gaslighting is probably one of the very first things that you recognize in a narcissistic abusive relationship, because you will say something to them like, "Oh, last night when you said this, it made me feel awful." And the narcissist will say, "I never said that. You're so sensitive. You're so overly emotional. I can't believe that you thought I would ever say something like that." And the reason they do this is to make you feel crazy. If you feel crazy, you might be abused by a narcissist. And they do this because they want to confuse you. They want you to doubt your own sanity. They will often find themselves you yourself might often find yourself in a situation of idealization, believing that the narcissist is someone that you love, feeling like you couldn't ever imagine being with anyone else, even if it's a friendship or a romantic partner or someone in your family. And then that devaluation that they do to you, where they start breaking you down and abusing you and then discarding you, where you can't serve them anymore, so they just get rid of you. During the idealization phase, the narcissist may shower you with love and affection and attention. This is also known as love bombing. And it's what the narcissist does in the very beginning to make you fall in love with them super fast. When this is happening, your brain is releasing oxytocin. It's the love hormone. It's the best human emotion on earth. It's what will make you feel like you are floating on cloud nine. It's what we all seek to find as humans. Oxytocin, love. It's the same hormone that's released when a mother has a baby. It's the same emotion that's released when a mother is breastfeeding a new baby. Oxytocin, it's that love hormone, and that's what's being released when they're love bombing you. They're actually mirroring your best qualities in this phase as well. So you're falling in love with yourself, not in a narcissistic way, but you might even say things to yourself like, "Oh my gosh, I think I found my soulmate." They will likely say that to you really early on. They've never had a friend like you. They've never had a work friend like you. They feel like you were the family that they've always wanted. They've never fallen in love with someone so fast as you, right? That's the love bombing phase. That's the idealization phase. That's when they are just pouring everything onto you, making you feel so amazing and like you've never had a friend or a lover or someone in your family that's ever treated you this amazing before. And then this is often going to create a really intense emotional bond, right? Because that love hormone, that's real. It's not fake. It's not made up. And if you're out of that relationship now and you're looking back thinking, "Gosh, was it all fake? Was it all made up?" Absolutely not. It was not fake. It was absolutely real. Those things happen because you were falling in love with someone, whether it's just a friend or maybe you're falling in love with work. whatever it is, if it's a lover or a friendship or a family member or whatever, it was real. It is real. And what often follows this phase is devaluation. And it's where the narcissist starts criticizing you and belittling you, and they start neglecting you emotionally, sometimes even physically. They do this to erode away at your self-esteem and confidence, because the more that they can break down your self-worth, the more that they can make you a shell of a person, the more control they have over you, because then they can get you people pleasing. That's the fourth trauma response. There's fight, flight, freeze, and then the fourth trauma response is fawn. It's where you people please so that you can try to avoid future abuse. You're like, wait, what happened to that person that was my amazing friend in the beginning? What happened to that lover that just, I thought they were my everything. They thought they were my soulmate. What happened to them? Why aren't they coming back to me? Those are the things that you're gonna want back. And so when they hoover you back in after the devaluation phase, when they can feel you pulling away, they want control over you. So they belittle you, they devalue you, they right as they're about to discard you, if they feel like they can hoover you back in, they might give you a gift. They might take you on a trip. They might apologize. They might send flowers. They might have like a getting back together thing, right? Where you just profess to everyone that you know, like, oh my gosh, we're back together again, and isn't it so amazing? And these are the things that the narcissist does. Narcissistic abusers often also isolate the people that they're abusing. They isolate you from friends, from family, from support networks, even, maybe even your religious community. And they do this for control and dependency. They may discourage or sabotage your relationships with others, leaving you feeling isolated and reliant solely on the narcissist for validation and support. This is so real. The trauma bond created in this period where they're love bombing you and then they start to devalue and abuse you, right? Love bombing is where your brain's going to release oxytocin, and then when they start abusing you and devaluing you, that's when your brain's going to notice this is abusive. Even though you might not have the words for it at the time, your brain is so smart and it's going to notice it, and so it's going to start to pull back and it's going to release adrenaline and cortisol, and then they're going to see that and they're going to want to pull you back in, hoover you in with those gifts, with those breadcrumbs. And when they do that, your brain is going to confuse that for oxytocin and it's going to release dopamine. This is what creates the trauma bond. The trauma bond is 20 times more addictive than heroin. Just to put that into perspective for you, when someone is addicted to heroin and they go to a professional treatment facility, there's less than 3% chance that they will be able to recover. That's what the current statistics are at the time I made this video for you, where if you're a heroin addict, there's a 3% chance of recovery with professional treatment. A trauma bond with a narcissist is 20 times more addictive than heroin. That is not to discourage you. That is to show you why it's so hard to leave them, why it's so hard to establish yourself again, and why you want to go back over and over again. Most people that leave narcissistic abuse go back on average 7 to 8 times because you feel so safe with them, because they have created this space of devaluing you and degrading you and belittling you to where your self-worth is completely taken away. It's gone. You have no self-confidence. You have no self-worth. You think you're not important. You think that you're not lovable. You think that you're worthless. You think that you're not enough. They do that on purpose to manipulate you so that you're so reliant on them that even when you do leave, you still have this urge, this desire that if you just went back with them, it would be easier again. That is real, and I want you to stop beating yourself up for that. That is a normal reaction to an abnormal situation. It's because you were abused by a narcissist. It's because narcissistic abuse is so damaging. But the good news is that I promise you that what I teach you here is gonna help you rebound and get yourself back. It's gonna give you your worth back. I'm gonna show you how you can survive and have success after trauma so that you don't have to live in that place of discouragement and hopelessness anymore. I have been where you are, and I promise it's gonna get better. You're gonna feel peace again, and the first step is awareness. One of the most difficult aspects of narcissistic abuse is that trauma bonding that occurs where you develop that really strong attachment to your abuser, and it makes it so hard to leave even though they're abusing you. But I just want you to know that there will come a point where you're gonna hit rock bottom in that abusive relationship, and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna think to yourself, there's nothing worse than the hell I'm living in right now. You're gonna hit that point, and that's how you know you're gonna leave for good, is when you realize that it can't be worse than the special kind of hell that you're living in with them abusing you. That is gonna be your go time. That's gonna be your rocky moment. That's gonna be where you are like, I am going and nothing is gonna stop me. And I'm gonna be here for you, cheering you along and giving you the support that you need on that journey. And I just wanna give you a big, giant hug to let you know that I'm always here, so that whenever you need someone to buoy you up and give you that support, you know where to come. Hit that subscribe button so I can keep pouring into you and I can keep helping you in whatever way serves you best. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye now.